África, tua voz é tão rara, mas está nos quatro cantos do mundo. Conhecimento e ancestralidade são pérolas negras a nos ensinar.
Hello, I'm Sara da Silva Pereira. I am a researcher assigned to the Federal University of Acre's NEAB. As of now, I have many ongoing projects in children's literature, ethnic-racial relations of education, as well as in infancy. This video is part of the Black Pearls project, which followed through presenting notable black characters from our history. And I'm here to present an Afro-Brazilian writer of children's literature whom highlighted the protagonism of black men and women in her works. In this video, you'll get to know how this writer joined the editorial market and appreciate many passages from her works, number past 55 titles, nearly 60 in fact. Want to know who I'm talking about? So come with me, let's travel through the stories, get a tour throughout Rio de Janeiro, where many of them take place, as well as be introduced to remarkable characters who are the protagonists of their own stories. Born in Rio de Janeiro on the 4th of February 1959, Sonia Regina Rosa de Oliveira Dias de Jesus, immortalized as Sonia Rosa, grew up in a black impoverished family, daughter of Adir Rosa de Oliveira. They lived in a slum in Rio de Janeiro. Sonia reminisces that in her house there were no books, but that she had always been surrounded by popular real stories, and revealed that this love had always flowed through her family, being important to help her get over several challenges in her life. Sonia remembers her mother being a housemaid, with whom she'd occasionally go to work with in Ipanema. At this time, she would have been around 9 or 10, telling that it wasn't allowed that the maid's daughter walked around the house, even though she enjoyed admiring the view from one of the windows inside, which showed the Rodrigo de Freitas lake. Once, the boss's daughter kept her company and marked down what Sonia's space should be, using of her privileges to humiliate the girl. Who would save her then? Her mother. Her company and accomplice, the one who understood her and bathed her in warm embraces. She could always count on her mother's love. On another noteworthy moment in her life is described in her personal essay, and I've transcribed it as it is, as I could not find the words to match the author's emotion. At 11 years old, it was my time. My family had been driven out. To be driven out meant leaving your house to live in another. It is not a choice you make. The move is not a wish or a plan you make. You also can't always choose where you're going. They would choose for you, for your family, your neighbors. Words by Sonia Rosa in 2019 from her essay. It seems very relevant, doesn't it? They'd been removed from Gávea, southern Rio de Janeiro, and relocated to a Coab, a local housing project, located in the district of Cascadura, central suburbs, with a distance of about 2 hours from her old house. I believe it's not needed that we describe the sadness she felt, as she would live in this complex for another 15 years, living only upon her marriage. Another account shows with clarity the reason for her eviction. The truth in the event is that my family's eviction on April 8th of 1970 was organized from an eugenics perspective to cleanse the city, to embellish that neighborhood in order to tend to the aggressive real estate speculation practice. It was economic in perspective. In that place, in the adjacencies of the Planetário da Cidade, then the noble neighborhood of Gávea contained the most expensive square meters of the city. The removal also had a political side. We were living the harsh years of military dictatorship. The forward Brazil atmosphere made political powers crush minorities, taking the rights of speech, indignation, of moving against the authority. Words by Sonia in her essay 2019. Sonia wrote a beautiful book which tells remarkable events of her life. So, if you'd like to know her childhood, I suggest reading her works titled Histórias Amareladas. You're going to fall in love with young Sonia, be enthralled with her innocence and sweetness, and further admire her aptitude for getting over the imposed harshness of life in a society in which racism is systemic and systemizing. Sonia Rosa has a master's degree in Ethic Racial Relations by Centro Cefete from Rio de Janeiro. A writer, a storyteller, professor, pedagogue, Rui, Igor, and Clarice's mother, she worked for 30 years for the local government's educational program. Some of her books can be found in many of the country's public libraries, as they've been covered by the National Program of School Libraries of the federal government. In 2015, she received an accolade from the local city councilor's chamber, celebrating 450 years for Rio de Janeiro's women. Sonia has received 9 archives labeled in her name along her career, which has pleased her greatly. According to the biography in her website, she really liked writing poems and telling stories to her neighbors and friends since she was very little. That being said, after telling many popular ones, she would end up making her own. Her professional experience with literature began in 1993, when she being chosen as the official storyteller for the Brinquedoteca, a ludic space located in the gardens of the Republic Museum. Unfortunately, that said space does not exist anymore. Sonia published her first book in 1995, titled O Menino Nito, which had a re-release in 2002 by local editor Pollers, even though she had been trying to publish it since 1988. According to the information from her essay, the editorial market from that time proved to be very unreceptive to stories with black characters and protagonists, even more so from new authors, added to the fact that she didn't know the ins and outs of the editorial words and its quirks, which made her insertion that much harder. For these reasons, she would take all those years to publish her first book. She reminisces that even with all these difficulties, she never once thought of giving up, and realizes it's been worth it, according to the author, transforming her then wish into a dream and then into a fight took quite some time. Her first work came in as a rupture of the stereotypes which had been far too long imposed on black women, then used to being treated as subordinates or servants, many while being in situations of social vulnerability and even during rare exceptions with no protagonism at all. Some of her books are a homage to her children, as in How Pretty Eagle's Foot Is, Where's Clarice? And There Goes Rui. Another work to her husband, The Boy with Squinted Eyes. She's published more than 55 books, attained prizes from the National Children and Young Book Foundation, including the highly recommended one, and some of her books are edited in French-speaking African countries, Italy, Galicia, Mexico, Canada, and United States. In 1999, she received the Carioca Pride for her notable services and activities for the upgrade of municipal education. In 2017, she published the book Among Text and Affection, Molding Readers Inside and Outside of School. This book is for parents and teachers and approaches racial issues as a possibility for the introduction of racial literacy, a concept she analyzed in her master's thesis. Her art will be forever immortalized in verses like this. Time is a fast-running train through a railroad of much iron, curving, shaking the wires, crushing the rails. Time is a train without destination for coming or going back. Never stops, carries a father, carries a mother, carries pieces of us, lost in each car. Time is a train that whizzes longing, departing to the land of I never know, leaving behind distressed screams of stop and many other voices which sing, keep going, keep going, keep going. For her literary and academic contribution, this person is important and should be always remembered. She believes in the power of sharing stories because, as she usually says, whoever tells a story embraces us, and reading always feeds your ideas. Her works are of great social relevance and, aside from representing diversity, they promote racial literacy, which is of great importance nowadays. And if you like this content and want to know more people who have done or have been doing something important in our society, subscribe to our channel. We'll soon have more videos for our Black Pearls.
Gêmea solene memória, choram as histórias que o tempo escondeu. Falam do fundo da terra,